Hello, dear friends of Moonlitwest. Welcome to a gentle evening where we embark on magical stories to unwind and soothe our souls. Make sure you're in a cozy spot, perhaps wrapped in a warm blanket, ready to explore the enchanting journey of Ethan. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons to inspire us to bring you even more wonderful tales, the curious journey of Ethan. Ethan was a 10-year-old boy living in a small, peaceful town in the heart of the United States. He was kind-hearted, curious, and always eager to explore the world around him. One day, while playing in a vast field near his home, Ethan stumbled upon an old music box, half buried under the grass. The box was intricately carved, with elaborate patterns, resembling a relic from a forgotten civilization. Under the gentle sunlight, it reflected a dazzling light. Ethan felt his curiosity ignite, hesitating only briefly before excitement took over, as he imagined finding something straight out of a fairy tale. With confidence, he wound the music box. A mystical melody, like whispers from another world, resonated in the air, filling Ethan with a mix of anticipation and wonder. Suddenly, a swirling beam of light rose around him, as if a portal between realms had opened. Feeling weightless and astonished, Ethan realized he was no longer on the familiar ground he knew. When the light faded, Ethan found himself in a forest, brimming with vibrant colors, where everything seemed alive. The trees glowed softly, their golden leaves shimmering like beeswax, and the chirping of birds harmonized with the radiant sunlight. Ethan began to walk cautiously, the branches appearing to part and beckon him forward. Meeting Sugar Biscuit Bear not far into his journey, Ethan encountered a small bear that looked as though it was made entirely of crisp golden cookies, dusted with fine sugar. The bear smiled warmly, its cheeks puffed out like sugared buns, and introduced itself as Sugar Biscuit. "Hello there. Welcome to the land of whimsy," it said, its bean-shaped eyes sparkling with curiosity as it gazed at Ethan. The bear emitted a sweet aroma of vanilla and honey, making Ethan feel both intrigued and comforted. Looking around, Ethan noticed the ground beneath his feet wasn't soil, but a soft layer of sponge cake. "How did you get here?" Sugar Biscuit asked, in a gentle voice, sounding like the chime of a small bell. "I'm not sure," Ethan replied, furrowing his brows. "I just opened a music box." "Oh, that box," Sugar Biscuit exclaimed, instinctively patting the sugary coating on its arm, as if it suddenly understood. "You've unlocked an ancient portal. That music box was protected to keep the secrets of the land of whimsy safe." Ethan pursed his lips, his mind swirling with questions. Was this a dream? Or was the little music box truly magical? "How can I get back home?" Ethan asked eagerly, clutching the music box in his pocket. With a hint of worry, will need to meet Lord Rewind Clock, Sugar Biscuit explained, its tone suddenly turning serious. He's the only one who knows how to control the sacred melody of the box. But be careful. The journey won't be easy. Above them, clouds shaped like popcorn began to shift rapidly, as if the universe's clock was ticking backward. A bridge made of chocolate leaves appeared before them, daring Ethan to summon his courage. "Let's go," Sugar Biscuit said, offering Ethan a piece of itself as a snack. "You'll need strength to overcome the challenges ahead." Guide the quest for Lord Rewind Clock. Sugar Biscuit led Ethan through a series of strange landscapes. They crossed the river of words, where the water didn't flow but floated upward, and the fish whispered incomprehensible secrets. Ethan listened closely, trying to piece the scattered words into sentences, but they sounded like a bizarre, lyricless song. "Don't try to understand," Sugar Biscuit advised. "The river of words is only sharing its mysteries." Next, they entered the chandelier forest, where the trees resembled grand chandeliers. Light from the glowing treetops cast enchanting patterns on the ground. Ethan felt like he was walking through a living painting. The wind through the forest sounded like soft bells ringing. Here, Ethan met another peculiar character, Inktail Fox, a fox with a tail made entirely of pen nibs. Inktail was writing poetry in midair with its tail, the shimmering words dancing momentarily before vanishing. "Lord Rewind Clock?" Inktail Fox mused, its eyes glimmering with ink-like hues. "He resides in the Dream Tower, but to get there, you must solve a riddle from Prince Beanvine." Ethan sighed, yet determination sparkled in his eyes. "What's the riddle?" Inktail Fox smiled mysteriously, drawing a large question mark in the air with its tail. "You'll know when you meet him, but remember, sometimes the answer lies not in logic, but in your heart." As they continued their journey, Sugar Biscuit explained more about Prince Beanvine, a figure renowned for crafting intricate riddles. "They say his riddles are designed to test both courage and sincerity," Sugar Biscuit said. They reached a fork in the road, where a floating signpost constantly spun, changing directions every time Ethan looked at it. "This is your first test," Sugar Biscuit said. "You must choose the correct path." Ethan stepped forward, observing closely. He realized that instead of relying solely on sight, he needed to close his eyes and listen to the surrounding sounds. A soft melody emanated from one particular path. "This one," Ethan said confidently, opening his eyes and stepping forward. The journey grew increasingly mystical, with paths leading through living murals and doors that opened into different dimensions. Like a maze of time, Ethan began to sense the connection between this world and his own emotions. It seemed everything here was meant to test his trust and bravery. No challenges from Prince Peavine. Ethan and Biscuit just began walking when Prince Peavine called out, "Wait! Your journey doesn't end here. There are more challenges you must face before reaching the Tower of Dreams." Ethan turned back, confusion written all over his face. "What kind of challenges?" Prince Peavine smiled and gestured. Instantly, the transparent butterflies with glowing wings soared into the sky, forming a swirling vortex of light. When the vortex dissipated, 3 peculiar boxes appeared before Ethan, each adorned with pea vine patterns. This is the challenge of true choice. Each box contains a riddle. You may choose only one to solve. If you succeed, you'll earn a reward. If you fail, you'll have to start your journey all over again. Ethan studied the 3 boxes, his palms sweaty. The first box bore the carving of a tree. The second displayed a sun symbol, and the third had a mountain etched onto its surface. Biscuit whispered, "Be careful, Ethan. Only one of these leads to the right answer." Ethan closed his eyes, listening to his intuition. Finally, he chose the box with the mountain carving. Upon opening it, he found a slip of paper with a question. "I have no shape, yet I can fill any space. I am everywhere, yet no one can see me. What am I?" Ethan smiled, recalling lessons from his grandfather. He confidently replied, "Air." Prince Peavine nodded approvingly, his eyes glimmering with pride. "Excellent. You've passed the first challenge. The challenge of twisting melodies." Right after, Prince Peavine clapped his hands, and the harmonious singing of the flowers suddenly turned into a chaotic cacophony. The largest flower in the field spoke, its voice deep and thunderous. "This is the challenge of twisting melodies. You must listen carefully and find the true melody hidden within this chaos. If you can, sing it back to restore harmony." Ethan closed his eyes, focusing intently on the sounds around him. The flowers sang wildly, with notes rising and falling erratically, speeding up and slowing down as if to confuse him. Yet, amidst the disarray, Ethan heard a simple, sweet melody, one that reminded him of his mother's lullabies. When he was a child, taking a deep breath, Ethan began to sing. His voice melded with the wind and the flowers, silencing the chaotic sounds. The field became serene once more, its tranquility restored. "You truly have a pure heart," Prince Peavine said. "Continue your journey. But remember, silence is sometimes the best answer." The final challenge, crossing the leaf bridge. Prince Peavine led Ethan and Biscuit to a fragile-looking bridge, made entirely of delicate leaves, spanning a deep gorge between 2 hills. "This is your final challenge, the leaf bridge. Every step must be taken with care. If you step wrong, the bridge will disappear, and you will fall into the abyss." Ethan gazed at the bridge, his heart pounding. The thin leaves seemed incapable of supporting even a feather's weight. "Trust in the leaf I gave you." Prince Peavine reminded him. Ethan pulled out the tiny glowing leaf from his pocket. As he stepped onto the bridge, the leaf in his hand shone brightly, lighting his way. Each step he took was guided by the light, and the bridge seemed to strengthen beneath his feet. When Ethan finally reached the other side, the bridge vanished instantly. Prince Peavine nodded in approval. "You have overcome all my challenges. The Tower of Dreams awaits you. Go and claim your destiny." Ethan turned back to Prince Peavine one last time, bowing in gratitude before continuing his journey, his heart brimming with hope and newfound confidence. The Tower of Dreams and its challenges. Finally, Ethan reached the Tower of Dreams, a towering structure with a spiraling staircase that seemed endless. Each step reflected the light of distant stars, giving the illusion that Ethan was walking through an infinite expanse of space. Gentle music echoed from the stairs, guiding him toward the summit. As Ethan took his first step, the music box in his pocket began to vibrate softly, emitting a faint melody. It wasn't the same tune he had heard when he first opened the box. It felt incomplete, as though it were missing something vital. Ethan paused, listening intently, and realized he needed to finish the melody to move forward. The challenge of the Tower of Dreams. As Ethan ascended deeper into the tower, the steps transformed. They were no longer solid staircases, but massive piano keys. Each step he took produced a note, and a wrong step resulted in a jarring sound that made the steps ahead disappear. At that moment, the music box in his pocket began to glow brightly, projecting floating notes into the air like a trail of breadcrumbs. Ethan understood. He needed to follow the melody the music box was creating to safely ascend the stairs. With careful precision, Ethan followed the glowing notes, stepping in tune with the melody. Occasionally, the tune shifted unexpectedly, forcing him to pause and focus. The closer he got to the top, the more intricate the melody became. Yet, Ethan felt an inexplicable connection to the music box, as though it were guiding him with an unspoken understanding. At last, he reached the final step. The melody stopped abruptly, and the air around him fell silent. Before him stood a large door, etched with stars and clock faces. Pushing it open, he stepped inside to meet Lord Rewind Clock. Lord Rewind Clock and the final challenge. Lord Rewind Clock appeared as a solemn figure, with a massive clock for a head. The frosted glass of the clock's face obscured its hands, which ticked backward in slow, deliberate movements. Each tick resonated, like whispers of forgotten time. His deep, resonant voice filled the room. "Welcome, Ethan. You've made it here through courage and sincerity. But to return home, you must face one final challenge. Complete the symphony of memories." The music box in Ethan's pocket opened on its own, releasing a fragmented melody. Lord Rewind Clock explained. This music box holds not just sound, but fragments of your memories and emotions. To complete the melody, you must find the missing notes, hidden within your heart. Ethan hesitated, unsure of how to proceed. Suddenly, the music box projected vivid images into the air, snapshots of his life, his mother baking in the kitchen, his father carefully carving wooden toys, and afternoons playing with friends in the golden fields. Each memory carried a note, yet some parts of the melody remained incomplete. Lord Rewind Clock's voice softened. Think about what truly makes you happy. That is the key to completing the symphony. Ethan closed his eyes, allowing the memories to flow freely. He remembered the warmth of his father's embrace, the comfort of his mother's laughter, and the joy of sharing moments with friends. As he focused on these feelings, the missing notes began to form in his mind. Reaching out to the music box, he willed it to play the melody, now fully realized in his heart. The music box responded, releasing a beautiful, complete symphony. Lord Rewind Clock smiled as the hands on his clock face stopped momentarily, then began to tick forward in perfect harmony. "You found the answer," he said. "Happiness lies not in grand adventures or distant dreams, but in cherishing the moments of love and connection in your life." Returning home, Lord Rewind Clock gestured toward Ethan. "Close your eyes, think of where your heart belongs, and let the melody guide you home." Ethan shut his eyes, allowing the symphony to resonate within him. He pictured his cozy home, the aroma of his mother's freshly baked bread, the sound of his father's stories, and the serene beauty of the familiar fields near his house. When he opened his eyes, Ethan found himself standing on the path leading home. The music box rested silently in his pocket, its glow now dim but comforting, a reminder of the journey he had undertaken. Ethan took steady steps toward home, his heart warm with gratitude. He realized that the most precious treasures weren't found in distant lands or magical realms, but in the simple, beautiful connections with the people he loved. As he walked, Ethan smiled, knowing the music box had done its job. It hadn't changed him. It had reminded him of what truly mattered all along. Wishing you all a peaceful sleep and sweet dreams. Don't forget to join us for more magical journeys on Moonlitwest. We deeply cherish your support. See you next time.